Hi there, welcome back to Sending Ravens. This is our Patreon share looking at the suit of Pentacles in the Minor Arcana. We have these left and then we also have the court cards to look at, and that'll be after this. So this video will go up first. Oh, here's a little Betty. Hey Betty. Having a little stretch, just a little eye candy for you if you love kitties. And there's her brother. We don't need to see him cleaning himself. How's everybody doing? Okay, so let's start with the Six of Pentacles, because I believe we ended on the Five of Pentacles, and this would be the next one. The Six of Pentacles, which is things are working themselves out. Remember how fives are quite difficult? Five of Pentacles was a temporary setback, and all fives are temporary setbacks in Minor Arcana in the Tarot. Okay, so in some way, and you just have to look at what suit is it to know in what way you'll be set back, or the situation will set back, or the frustration ensues, right, with the fives. Okay, and sixes, and I think this is across the board. I think they are all of a sudden, they give you clarity and shift everything to the good. So this six in particular, I really like it. The Six of Pentacles, just everything works out and even better than you thought it would. Like the card, when you look at it closely, it almost looks like someone giving a little charity. And he's doing it or trying to be fair about it, okay? Now, if that was badly aspected, that could be someone who's throwing you a few, dollars when you're really, really hard up and they're very wealthy. So it would be like just trying to look like they're helping a situation or throwing a few bucks at it, when in fact they're, just trying to get rid of you or whatever. So it's not always the best card, but usually it means things will work themselves out and even better than you thought. Sometimes the advice that goes along with this card is get out of your own way and let things take their course. They'll work themselves out. Maybe stop trying to control situations. Throw a little generosity towards it. Try to be fair to others. Being kindness to others comes to mind when the card comes up. Somebody might be throwing you a little charity, which isn't always the most flattering. Say you're trying to date somebody and this card will come up as their attitude towards you. They think they're doing you a big favor, dating you. So yeah, mercy dating or something. Yeah, that's not cool. So in that case, this isn't such a great card, right? So you have to look around. Where does it come up? Is it saying, be like this, be more like this, be more generous, be more giving? Is it your challenge? Are you just throwing money at a situation and not really giving it your time and effort? And or are you just being, is it a little bit condescending, the card? But not always. Other times it can be a really gracious and kind card. So you have to see what was the question, how is it aspected, things like that, right? So what's around the card and who asked the question? What was the question? Let's move on to the Seven of Pentacles. So this is an interesting card. When you look at it, it looks like this guy's a farmer. And what he's doing is he's checking his crops. So he's planted seeds, put things out there for something to happen in a certain way. And then he goes and checks on his crop, but the crop is only 70% ready to harvest. So the card's about patience and perseverance. But the interesting thing about it is you're 70% to an outcome when this card shows up. 70% is pretty good, right? So the likelihood of that thing completing is really good with 70%. You're 70% to the outcome. So it's actually a kind of a good news card in a lot of ways, but it does usually indicate you're going to need to wait a little longer. Something's going to be worth doing, right? If this is an outcome card, the thing will harvest, but it'll take time. Okay, if it's your challenge, you might be being asked to have patience with something and persevere. And if it's your advice, same thing, patience and perseverance. Sometimes if it's your challenge, and depending on other cards around it, it might be saying you're being too patient. Give it up. Give the thing up. But then you'd have to see some difficult cards around it for it to read that way, right? Let's have a close look. Yeah. So there's a bit of a hang in there to that card if it is advice. It's like, you know what? Stick to something and see it all the way through. It just needs time. It's about timing. Something will come to fruition. Now the 9 of, oh, did we miss the 8? So we went 7. Here's the 8. Oh, got those in the wrong order there. Oops. That's the one we want. Let's bring it right here. That's the 8 of Pentacles. Got some crumbs on there. Sorry, people. Janine's been having her snack here, my little toast snack, late night toast. Oh boy, I think I need a break. I need a break. Help. Has anyone been watching the Tarot by Janine channel? Yeah, that's pretty intense, and I've been filming it all by myself. Guy's still editing that channel and doing the thumbnails and stuff, but I'm doing all the filming myself, so yikes. Okay, but I'm pretty proud of myself. Anyway, back to this. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles, so working really hard on something. Now, we went from the 70% to the 80% now. 80%. I don't know about you guys, but that's like almost a slam dunk to me, 80%. If I ever got 80% in school, I'd be so celebrating. Yeah, I'm not an overachiever at all. A-type? No, not me. I say, yeah, whatever, like get the job done, you know. I don't think there's any such thing as 100% on anything. So to me, 80% is spectacular, right? So this card's great news. It means you have worked really, really hard. Look at how hard this guy's worked. And he's got all of this to show. So this is a diligent, hard worker. If you were thinking of hiring this person, you better hire them. If you need a job done, this person is very practical and has a really practical approach. They also do beautiful work. All those pentacles are beautiful. They almost look like hubcaps, hey? That's what my tarot card teacher used to laugh about this card. She used to say this guy's making hubcaps. I thought that was funny. Anyway, so here he is. He's working away. So something is 80% through, or you've done enough work on it that it will manifest, or put the work in. It's going to be worth it. It just takes it up a notch from the 70% card, which is also good. But this even says, you know what? This is a sure thing if you just put a little more effort. Keep doing it. It's going to win. You're going to come out ahead. You know, you're going to show results for all your hard work. It's a wonderful card. Yeah. And if it's your advice, of course, you know, keep doing this, keep working at it. You're almost all the way there. You're so close to finishing. You know, this would, it's even more of a, you know, keep going than the 7 of Pentacles. It takes it up a degree. But if it's your challenge, then it's an even more severe warning that all of your hard work might not come to fruition, like the thing you're trying to do. You may need to abandon it in the late stage, and look around other cards to see why that would be. But rarely does the card ever come up, you know, badly aspected, I've found. It's often coming up in a positive way. So I don't know if that's just me or just how that card works. Now here's the 9 of Pentacles. Well, I just love her. Okay, so she is brilliant. She is her own woman. She has a falcon for a pet, and that would have been quite rare in the 1600s. So she, like, I love her dress. Like, look at her. What is that? Roses on there? I don't know. Can't remember what those flowers were representing, but she is lovely. Somebody asked me what this in the corner was, and I believe it is the signature of the artist. That was my understanding. Oh, there's a little snail. That's interesting. A snail. Patience and perseverance. So Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. She, look at all her pentacles. She is absolutely so wealthy and knows how to attract abundance. She doesn't have a thing to worry about financially. She always lands on her feet financially. She's wonderfully independent. In fact, if she's to attract a partner, she'll have to find a job for them because most of the things she's very capable of doing. Look at, she even has grapes in the background and some property. See that little property, right? Remember the king, oh, we haven't even seen the King of Pentacles. When you see the King of Pentacles, she would be like his daughter. She's going to inherit, right, all his wealth. She has nothing to worry about. This woman chooses a partner because she wants to be with them, not because she needs their money, which would have been quite rare in the day these were drawn. Yeah, so she's an incredibly independent woman. And if it's your challenge, you might be too independent. You might need to think about how someone else could contribute to your life, because sometimes people want to feel needed if they're going to be somebody's partner. So sometimes that can be a bad thing, but mostly it's awesome. I certainly strive to be her. Yeah, she always lands on it karmically. If this card comes up and it's around what's your karma sort of financially this lifetime. And that's a question, by the way. That's a good question to ask the tarot cards, because then you have an idea what you're always going to be working with. Of course, you can overcome, but it's good to know what are you trying to overcome, right? And when you get this card, it's like, actually, financial difficulty isn't going to be your issue. You're going to always land on your feet. And maybe the lesson is to learn to trust that. Wow, what a concept, hey? Trusting that your higher self's got this, right? Look at your history financially, and when things went bad, how did they turn out? Give it a month or two after the big hardships. You'll notice you're usually stronger, better, more prepared. You've learned something. Hardships are necessary, right? And she really always lands on her feet after a hardship, so she's brilliant. Okay, let's have a look at the Ten of Pentacles. So, wow. Okay, look at this. We got castles and property and every age group there. We got a couple of dogs. So we're likely talking about various different family members, sort of generations. So there's inheritance comes to mind when you see this card. If this card comes in your money house, in fact, today I had a reading and it came in somebody's money house. And I was just about to say, wow, you have nothing to worry about. And of course, I'm not going to tell you who had that reading, of course, privacy and everything. But it was really interesting because it turned out they said right away, oh, I've gotten an inheritance. And it's like, yep, I was just going to say that this card, if it comes in your money house, it's talking about family money, you know, family legacies. If it's something you're striving for, you're trying to create a legacy for your family to leave behind. You're trying to create wealth. You're trying to build foundation, but it's in a family sense. Now see that layout of the pentacles? See how the pentacles are laid out in this sort of interesting pattern? That's called the Tree of Life. You'll have to Google the Tree of Life. It's very complex ideas about sort of past lives, present and future lives, and sort of where are you going soulfully, where do you sit sort of in the big scheme of things. And it's, you know, far more complex even than that, but it is absolutely fascinating and probably could take a whole lifetime just to study that Tree of Life symbology. Yeah, so go check it out. Yeah, so this card encompasses so much, but then when it's badly aspected, it can talk about the challenges that come along with being a, you know, part of a large family that's wealthy. Like look at Meghan and Harry. I mean, look at Harry, right? So there's all these obligations often that come along with, you know, you might get written out of the will if you don't do what so-and-so wants, or, you know, there's threats, unspoken or spoken. Sometimes you can feel repressed by your family and what their expectations are. So there's all of that dark, murky stuff too, right? But if it's well aspected, it talks about having a lot of support and foundation and family backing you up, both financially and supportively, or one of those things anyway. And if it comes in the spiritual house, so the 12th house in a zodiac spread or something, It could literally mean you have a legion of spiritual support backing you. So not to feel lonely, because you're literally followed around by all these spirit energies. I feel like that. And lots of totem energies too. Animals and trees and birds. Birds are always chatting with me. Yeah. Well, we won't keep talking about that. You guys are going to think I've gone crazy. But I've been like that my whole life. Trust me. That's just me. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get Rufus sleeping over there. Yep. But Betty's taken off somewhere. She probably went outside. I got the back door open. Thank you so much for watching the video. And please like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, patrons, I got a really fun thing coming up next week. Tomorrow I'll have the other video up with the rest, so the court cards. And then I have a really fun thing I'm going to sort of reveal next week. That'll be a really fun thing. And if you're a patron, you'll get to join in. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.